Fetch me Joe Mixon's soul.
Fetch you his soul? Why? Throw it high. God damn it.
Go, Roquan, you beautiful man.
Okay. Seriously, I hate that it just is.
Baltimore. You're traveling up to
Oh, that's
Beemore.
so bad. Are you kidding? I hate that, dude. Like, what did you do to deserve that?
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
I hope he misses his kick.
One leg at a time.
Who's kicking?
Dallas. They just.
And Natty D is hoping that Will Billy kicks a field goal and misses it.
No. Oh my goodness.
And
It's a TikTok song.
no songs.
No songs. Swag. And it's an
What a
absolute bomb.
snap by Metcalf right there.
DK
When you
Metcalf.
think about it,
Fumbling down near the goal line.
I don't know
Now,
why, it
does
just
this affect
bugs
their
me.
psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure.
Caleb
Tries
Farley.
to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Caleb Farley.
Nah, Caleb Farley's my corner. Give me that.
And
Bye.
takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick six. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown.
You like to press, don't you?
Philadelphia.
The Matt Stafford is the quarterback, and that was a horrible kick. He shredded me.
Oh my
Oh
god.
gosh.
I've never done this before. Thank you so much.
Great start. Great start.
Okay. So, all right, starting with week 1, game 1. We had King Trav versus Grady. And this should have been our game of the week. As you can see right here, we had a 1-point affair. King Trav played a great second half, very sloppy game, 10 turnovers total. Did either of y'all have an opportunity to tune into that game?
I did not.
I did not as well.
I think I caught like parts of it.
Okay. Well, when I went through and did the clips, it was a really it was a classic ugly JFL game.
Yeah, I can see that from the box score. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had James versus Ryan, R2 Ryan, and went about as I expected it. R2 handled business in a shocking
Yeah, it just looks
turn of
like
events.
those 3 turnovers really killed
Then
James.
we had our Ryan right here with us versus Noah. Ryan, talk a little bit about that beatdown.
I think Noah started the game off trying to do the passing that he was trying to learn, but he just couldn't do anything. Lamar Jackson couldn't do anything. And his passing game's really set up through his running game, and he couldn't run the football at all. He had 60 rush yards the entire game, and he had 80 pass yards because he could not set up his passing game. And I mean, the defense for my team specifically was great. Before I even possessed the football on offense, I was up 14-0.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. All right. Then we had Will Billy versus Wags. Was a good game. It was a low-scoring affair, a lot of defense. Will had one of the greatest throws I've seen anybody make on Madden. It was in the top 10 that you saw at the beginning of this video. It was incredible. A lot of big plays in that game. And then we had Tiki versus Baca to round out week 1, and Jake wins a close one. Baca kind of made a little bit of a comeback in the fourth quarter, but it kind of looks like Tiki just cruised in this game. So
Yeah, it looks like it not as neither of these teams were as turnover prone as some of the other games.
yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. Okay, on to week 2. We've got Baca versus most improved of last year, Darcy. And if you go look at the box score of this game, go look at the box score, tell me, like, what does the story of the box score tell you?
Just looks like those 2 turnovers really
He dominated.
did Darcy in, yeah. Yeah,
Every
just the
category
turnovers.
of the game except turnovers.
Yep.
Man, that's upsetting. Then we had another good game. We had Noah and King Trav. Ryan, tell me a little bit about that game. I did not get to watch that one.
Well, this game was a lot closer than you might have expected. King Trav went to the NFC title game last year, and Noah missed the playoffs, but turnovers was just the huge story of this one. King Trav had 7 turnovers, 6 interceptions, and it really kept Noah in the game for the longest time. King Trav was able to pull out the win. Once again, it came down to a last-second drive or a last-minute drive for Dr. Noah, and he just couldn't pull it through. Can't throw the football. And he's been improving on that, but it really showed that he needs to keep on working on those improvements.
Then we had you versus Grady. Tell me about that game. It was a close one.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot closer than I was anticipating. I mean, we always play very tough against each other. I think I threw a couple picks. I know I threw at least one. Once again, the turnovers, man. 4 committed by Grady. I just ran all over him, to be frank.
Yeah.
Especially in the second half. Jonathan Taylor just exploded. My backup running back JoJo Smalls had a good game. Defensively, I mean, I don't think anyone could buy a stop if it wasn't a turnover.
And then we had a blowout, looks like right here, of Bucks versus Saints, Wags versus Grant, and Wags continuing his trend of losing to users. I think this is 8 user game losses in a row. And for a man that wants to be crowned the king of shit talk, a man that has told me he is the second best in the league, losing 8 user games in a row does not back that claim up. And it's an ugly thing to see, interceptions left and right. He did make a big move after this game. He moves off of Patrick Mahomes, and we will see how that helped out in the following weeks. On to week 3. We had Noah versus Luke. And this game was home to the dumbest sequence of events I've ever seen a user make during the course of a game. Let me paint the picture for you, and then I'm going to let y'all talk about it. Under a minute left. Under 40 seconds left. Okay? the Noah had clearly conceded was not going to call timeout. Down 7. Who's just like, you know what? You got it. Like, it's a regular season game. Let's just get it over with. With 1 second left, Luke throws a pick in the end zone that could have very easily gotten run back for a touchdown.
Yeah. It was very close.
Does
It
the
was very
QB
close to being
kneel?
run back.
That doesn't go through your brain. Run the ball. That doesn't go through your brain. Just throw it away. That doesn't go through your brain. You try to score. I firmly believe he was trying to run it up. I've heard a million excuses. Don't believe them. It's all garbage. Everybody's got an excuse or something. But that was pitiful.
Yeah, I think he was definitely trying to make it look like a better win than it actually was. There's just no other reason to do what he did. Like it's mind blowing. I don't get it. But whatever.
I will say on Noah's end, he's definitely improved his turnover differential. I mean, forcing 7 turnovers against King Trav and immediately forcing 6 against Luke here. The issues with him is just he cannot put the ball in the end zone. You see in the top right there, scored 10 in the first quarter, and then it's 3, 6, and 3, kicking a lot of field goals. And, you're not going to win if you just go down and kick field goal, field goal, field goal all the time. You need to punch it into the end zone, and that's something that offense needs to work on.
And then unfortunately, we did have to miss a user game. Our member Big Tree is a member of our Navy, and he had to be out at sea, so he did have to miss a few user games, but shout out, support the troops. Then we had the Old Man Bowl, Baca versus James, and James, big time win for him. Very new team this year for him. That was the first game he texted me and said, that is the first game I've played where I didn't have a turnover. And I think that was right.
Yes.
He had 1 turnover. It must have been a fumble.
Baca,
No interceptions
Baca
thrown, though. No interceptions.
Yeah. Very
and
clean game.
For both of these guys to play a clean game, that's a good thing to build on.
Yep.
So good for them. Good for them. And then, was that our last one?
Yes.
All right, on to week 4. We had a rematch of what was a blowout last year, Cool Hand Luke versus Natty D. And Luke came in on fire, played great defensively, and got his revenge from that 33-3 beatdown. It was a clean game too. 1 turnover apiece. Good on both. Good on both sides. Good on both sides. Again, we had Big Tree was out of town, so he did miss that game. Any others this week?
I played.
King Trav and Jimothy. Not really a great game. I didn't get to see any of that one. I don't know if y'all did.
Yeah, I
didn't get a chance.
Then, game of the week, we had Earl versus Mason, fresh off a trip to the Super Bowl. Earl, fresh off a first-round exit in the playoffs. Earl, talk about leading up to this game. Talk about this game. This has probably been our best game so far.
Really first half, I really struggled offensively. Couldn't get much going. Gave up some big plays to him. And then second half, I just kind of settled down, managed to get my offense going a little bit, played better defense, and forced a few turnovers, and came back and got a big win. So,
I mean, he almost doubled you in yardage.
Yeah.
Forced 3 turnovers. Big win.
I think 2 of those were like in his own territory. So,
big win for you.
Didn't have long drives, but yep.
Big win. And when I say best game so far, I meant just of season number 2 of the JFL. Season 1 had Some beautiful games. And then we had a rematch, Grant versus Wags. Wags plays much better this game. So, a little backstory on Wags and his issues on Madden. Whenever he is gifted with a quarterback that can do everything, he's terrible. When he's gifted with a one-dimensional quarterback, he plays much, much better. So he makes a move for a pocket passing quarterback. He only turns it over one time. The story of this game was his defense did not play very well, and Wags usually has a pretty good defense. It's just that they're on the field the whole time.
Yeah.
And so, again, we're on a 9-game losing streak for Wags, so hopefully we can see that turn around, but we'll see. And so that wraps up weeks 1 through 4. Ryan, do you have any notes from week 1 through 4? Anything that surprised you week 1 through 4?
I mean, one of the biggest surprises for me was watching Dr. Noah almost take down a team that almost ended up in the Super Bowl with King Trav. I mean, he pulled it out in the end, but it really goes to show that the improvements that team's made on defense has made a significant impact in his user games. And once he figures out that offense and starts punching the ball in the end zone, I think you're going to see him winning a lot more games.
Earl, what about you? Weeks 1 through 4. Anything surprise you?
I'm really surprised. I gotta find it again. The big win that Luke had avenging his loss to Darcy.
Shocking, right?
Yeah. What week was that?
I think that was week 3.
Yeah, no, that was against Noah. It was week 4, same week as me and Mason. Yeah, just glad that Luke had a pretty clean game and got a big revenge win. So,
Well, that is our week 1 through 4 recap. Ryan and Kristen, thank you for joining me. And we will have the top 10 video of weeks 1 through 4 out. That'll probably go out today. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see y'all next time.
awesome.